I pre-ordered the Canon R5 on the day that it was announced, and then I got this email saying, thank you for your recent Canon R5 order. Canon's deliveries to the US retailers have been extremely limited. We shipped out our first delivery in full last week, and we expect to receive and ship our next delivery in 3 to 4 weeks. I think I might cancel my R5 pre-order. This video is sponsored by Storyblocks, which means it's time to give back to you guys. I want to help fund your personal project. More on that in a little bit. I've been selling so much of my stuff and I still feel like I have way too much gear. So the question is, why do I want to cancel my R5 order? Is it because I'm too impatient to wait? Nah, not really. Is it because of the overheating? No, even though that's looking pretty scandalous right now. Is it because of the Sony? Nah, not that either. Is it my ego because I ordered one on day one and I still don't have one and so many other people have one already? Maybe a little bit. The real reason is that it's distracting me from what I'm actually supposed to be doing. There's two things that get me excited about filmmaking every single time without fail. The first one is new gear. Whether it's a new camera or a drone or a lens, new gear gets me excited about filmmaking every single time. The second one is getting that perfect shot. Whether it's that perfect drone shot or a really cool gimbal shot or just that like couple seconds of incredible slow motion that you got, getting that perfect shot or making something really cool every single time, it gets me so excited, so pumped about filmmaking. And it's interesting because the first way is really easy. All it takes is just spending some money or looking at reviews or looking at gear, little to no work or creativity. And the second one takes a lot more work. It requires you to go out, try new things, plan things, go out at the perfect time of day, whether that's sunset or sunrise. It requires a lot more work to actually go out there and get that perfect shot. The gear might get me excited about filmmaking, but by itself, it doesn't actually make me a better filmmaker. It's motivation, it can be used right, but it doesn't usually lead me to become a better filmmaker. It could enable something, but more often than not, having less gear actually makes you a better filmmaker because you have to be a little bit more creative and think kind of outside the box more, which usually ends up in you creating more interesting and better things, and therefore it makes you a better filmmaker. I remember when I first started learning about filmmaking, I was like 22 years old in Finland and I didn't own a single piece of camera gear. I didn't even have like an iPhone or anything that I could film with. I just had like an older Nokia phone at the time and I just spent all my time learning and then I would borrow cameras from other people. And when I got that perfect shot, it was not perfect at all, but at the time I thought it was a really cool shot. I was so pumped, so excited, and it didn't matter what gear I was using. And the same thing happens to me still to this day. When I start coming up with ideas and the creativity starts flowing, and then I get out there and actually execute on that and I get that perfect shot or make that really cool video, that's what gets me so excited about filmmaking and makes me a better filmmaker. But then I get sucked back into thinking about all the gear, all the things I want. I get super focused on that and I forget to make anything again because it's just easier to look at gear and think about gear than actually going out there and trying to make something happen. And the funny thing is, if we just used more creativity, we probably wouldn't need most of that gear anyways. For example, if you had this really big epic idea and you're like, oh, I need some like really crazy aerial footage. And you spend tons of time, hours researching about drones, and then you end up spending hundreds, maybe thousands of dollars on a drone. Or you could just save all that time and money and use something like Storyblocks, the sponsor of this episode. All those incredible aerial shots were straight from Storyblocks. Even if you had a drone, you probably couldn't get aerial shots like those ones. Instead of spending all of that time on that drone, you could have focused more on the story by using something like Storyblocks to get that drone footage. Storyblocks allows for filmmakers like us to create more videos with unlimited downtime downloads of their massive library, over 1 million different assets, and best of all, at an affordable price. In fact, for the price of just like 1 or 2 stock assets from other sites, you get unlimited access to all of their assets and you can use them in whatever way you want. Storyblocks is an incredible tool for filmmakers to tell stories, to add B-roll, to add quality to their videos, to make that project where the client wants footage from around the world with a budget of a couple $1,000s. Normally, I would always say no to those. That's just not possible. But now you can do it affordably from the comfort of your bedroom office and still have that high quality look. And with the help of the amazing people at Storyblocks, I want to help fund your next personal project because I know a little money could go a long way. I want to give 3 people $500, $1,000, and $1,500 for your next personal project. Because setting out to make something cool, to tell a story, to make a video is actually going to make you a better filmmaker, and Storyblocks is going to pair that up with a 3-month, a 6-month, and a 1-year subscription to the unlimited all access plan, and you can use that to tell your story. All you got to do is subscribe to my channel and the Storyblocks channel, and then comment down below with what your personal project is, along with your Instagram handle so we can contact you, and I'm going to choose 3 people to win $500, $1,000, and $1,500 for your personal project. Thank you, Storyblocks, for sponsoring this video. So for me, this is a really good reminder that I need to spend way more time thinking about stories and ideas and characters and projects, and way less time thinking about gear if I want to become a better filmmaker. Don't get me wrong, there's a time and place for gear, and the excitement that you get from gear can totally be used for the good. And gear will come as you progress in your journey as a filmmaker, you go up in your career, the gear naturally just comes. And it's good to learn how to use that gear. But again, gear alone is not gonna bring you forwards in your filmmaking career. I've actually been selling a ton of my gear. I sold my 1DX Mark II, I sold my Sony a7 III, the Nikon Z6. I'm even thinking about selling the Blackmagic 6K camera. I just wanna focus more on the filmmaking instead of thinking about what gear I'm using to make those films. I know for me, it can become a real crutch where you're thinking like, if only I had that camera, then I would be making really cool stuff. Or if I had those things, then I would be making stuff. And that is why I want to cancel my Canon R5 Pre-Order, because I feel like I'm almost on hold right now, thinking like, I don't want to film too much, I don't want to do, I'm just waiting for that R5 to arrive and then I can really start making stuff. But is it really going to change things that much for me? Not really. Is it going to allow for me to be a better storyteller? Probably not. It might even hinder me with the overheating, you never know. Is it going to make me a better filmmaker? Probably not. I'll just be thinking about the next piece of gear, the next camera that's coming out, and thinking that once I have that, then I'll be able to make something really cool, and then people will see what a great filmmaker I am. But in reality, people couldn't care less about what gear you're using to make those films. They just want to see great storytelling, great content, great videos. That's all they care about. They do not care about what you use to make that great piece of content. And that is what's best for you as a filmmaker, and for me. Learn, make, repeat, keep learning, keep using the tools that you already have. That's how you're gonna go from a beginner or average filmmaker to an incredible filmmaker. So the last question is, why do I want to cancel the R5 Pre-Order and not my Sony a7S III Pre-Order? Well, honestly, right now, I kind of think the Sony might be a better tool for me, for my films, for my way of storytelling. So that's why I'm kind of thinking about the R5 cancel and not as much the a7S III cancel. There could be a switch. There could be a switch. I need to do some more testing, but there might be a switch. So now it's time to make a decision. Should I cancel my R5 order? I don't know. Dang it. Oh, I'm such a sucker. Oh, should I cancel it?